the last topic we discussed today, dewatering, and we have problem 2 for dewatering. So for dewatering, we can dewater after excavation so that we can use the sump pump, etc. Or we can have to dewater, lower the water table before we excavate. And with that, we can use well points. It can be ordinary or vacuum wells or electroosmosis. So with that one, what are the applications when we use this different kind of dewatering method? So with that here, in your book, we have a table to determine which method should be used for different type of soils. And it measured by the effective grain size that you learn in Geotech 1. So basically the D10, so 10%, the size of have 10% of the smaller than that size, and that we call effective grain size. If that effective grain size larger than 0.1 millimeter, then we can be able to use the sum or ordinary well points. If the effective grain size D10 0.1 to 0.004 millimeter, then we use vacuum wells or well points. And then if it's even smaller, 0.004 to 0.0017 millimeter for the effective grain size, we have to use electroosmosis to dewater. So before I show you one example of how the well point set up, what is the difference between the sump you already know, the pump, and ordinary well point. So basically just pump with different wells and then pump the water out from the well. Vacuum, we have to shield on the ground so that it can accelerate the water, the flow of water get out of the excavation areas. And then the electroosmosis, so we use the current so that we can further improve the pressure to get the water out of the excavation areas. So with that, and of course, as you can see, when the effective grain size is smaller, the water get out of the pump of the well is difficult. That's why we have to use vacuum or electroosmosis. So with that one here, this is one components of a well point system, and you can see this here potential excavation areas, and we set up the well point surrounding areas, and we can be able to get the water out with the pump, and you can see that. And if we have a excavation is even deeper, so we may use the two-stage well point system or even three-stage system. So in this case, you have the water table here, original water table. If we have only one well point, then it not go down, the water table cannot go down to the bottom of the excavation that we want. Then we have to use two stage. The first one, and you can see the water table go down to here, and then we excavation to this area. We set up another well point system that further reduce the water table so that we can have the water table underneath the excavation areas so that the construction activity can be performed.